Chosen one. Listen carefully. Heaven has stilled its breath for this moment, the moment your spirit awakens to the truth hidden beneath the seventh seal. Everything around you seems ordinary, yet something in your soul knows this is not coincidence. You were drawn here, not by the pull of an algorithm, but by the hand of divine appointment. There is a reason you feel different. There is a reason storms break when you walk in. The silence of heaven is not absence, it is expectation. For ages, prophets and angels longed to see what you are now stepping into. The seventh seal was never just about global events or cosmic destruction. It was about revelation within the chosen. It is the unlocking of divine identity, the recognition that you are part of the prophecy itself. When the seal is broken, it is not chaos that emerges first. It is awakening. You have carried pain that felt too heavy for one heart. Nights where the silence was so thick, you thought heaven had forgotten you. But even in that silence, God was writing your story. Every rejection, every tear, every unanswered prayer has built the temple that now holds his fire. The breaking of the seal begins in that place in your surrender. When you release control, heaven releases power. The seventh seal is not meant to scare you. Chosen one. It is meant to prepare you, because when the Lamb opened the seal, silence covered heaven for half an hour. That silence is sacred. It means something divine is being aligned. The universe pauses before promotion. Creation waits before coronation. That's where you stand now, between silence and sound, between ordinary and holy. Your spirit knows the time has come to rise. You are no longer called to blend in with the noise of the world. The same God who separated light from darkness has separated you for such a time as this. And though you have felt unseen, heaven has been watching. The very moment you thought no one noticed your faithfulness was the moment angels were marking your endurance. You may feel small in a world of chaos, but make no mistake, you carry the authority of one who has been chosen before. Foundations were laid. When heaven calls your name, demons remember the sound. The darkness trembles, not because of who you are in the flesh, but because of who you are in the spirit. You are the vessel through which prophecy breathes again. The seventh seal is opening, not in a far-off realm, but within the depths of your own being. The Spirit of God is stirring what has long been hidden. You felt the pull to isolate, the need to step away, the urge to protect your peace that was heaven shielding you while the seal prepared to break. You were not being abandoned, you were being anointed in silence. You are about to move from silence to sound, from waiting to walking, from brokenness to birth. What others call coincidence, heaven calls calling. Every delay was divine strategy. Every closed door was God redirecting your path toward the moment your purpose would collide with prophecy. This is that moment. So, listen now. The silence around you is not punishment. It is prophecy. When the seventh seal breaks, heaven's will begins to flow through human vessels. You are that vessel. The stillness in your spirit is not emptiness. It is the calm before divine eruption. As was spoken in the sacred texts of old, Revelation, chapter 8, verse 1. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. The heavens have grown still because the chosen one, you has entered the stage of divine unfolding. Do not fear the quiet. Embrace it. The silence is the sound of heaven listening for your yes. It is the pause before power. the hush before holy fire. If your spirit feels the trembling of destiny, if your heart beats differently right now, that's not imagination, that's alignment. Heaven is leaning in. Angels are watching. The scroll is unrolling, and your name is written in its margins. The seventh seal prophecy was never meant to terrify you, it was meant to awaken you. Chosen one. If this message finds you at the edge of surrender, type 777 inches. The comments as a prophetic act, a declaration that you receive your divine seal and step into your appointed time. Like this message. Share it, so another soul may awaken. And subscribe to stay connected to the voice that heaven is releasing in this hour. The silence is ending. The sound is rising. You are not late, you are right, on divine time. Before the silence fell, before heaven paused its praise, you were already seen. Long before you were born, your name echoed in the courts of eternity. When others only saw dust, heaven saw destiny. The angels knew your face before you ever learned to pray. You are not here by mistake. You are the continuation of a story written before time began. The seventh seal prophecy was not birthed in chaos. It was whispered in divine foresight, where God himself marked those who would carry his fire into the final hours of the age. There were moments in your life when you felt invisible, when every prayer seemed to vanish into the void. But invisibility in the natural often means visibility in the spirit. While you were crying in secret, heaven was preparing your unveiling. What looked like silence was actually selection. Every hardship you endured, every betrayal you survived, became proof that your life was being shaped for sacred assignment. You see, the world looks for power in noise, but God moves in quiet revelation. Before the seal breaks in the heavens, it breaks in the soul of the chosen. You are living proof that divine purpose is not born from comfort, but from consecration. You have walked through seasons of confusion, so that others may one day walk in clarity. You have been set apart to recognize the language of heaven not with your ears, but with your spirit. Chosen one. Heaven has been tracking your obedience. Every time you refused to quit, every time you chose light when darkness offered escape, the throne of God recorded it. You may not remember the day he marked you, but the heavens remember your yes. The mark upon you cannot be erased by rejection, cannot be silenced by fear, and cannot be hidden by the opinions of others. There is something sacred about being seen by God before the world sees you. It means your value is not determined by applause or attention. It is anchored in assignment. The Lamb who opened the seals did not choose you for perfection, but for purity, the kind of purity that comes from being refined in fire. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to awaken others. The silence that filled heaven was not an empty pause. It was reverence, a divine recognition that what was about to unfold could not be rushed. You are living in that same pause right now. The stillness around you is not delay. It is divine synchronization. The universe is catching up with what God already decreed about you. The prophets saw it and wrote of it. The eyes of the Lord have always searched for hearts that remain loyal, unwavering, even when the world turns cold. And it was written through the words of David in the Psalms. Chapter 139, verse 16. Your eyes saw my unformed body, all the days ordained for me, they're written in your book, before one of them came to be. Let that truth sink deep into your bones before you breathed, before you failed, before you even believed. You were known, Every page of your life was already in his hand. Even the chapters that broke you are written in divine ink. The suffering you endured was never wasted. It was preparation. You were not buried, you were planted. And now, as heaven turns its gaze toward the earth again, the eyes of the Lord fall upon those who carry his seal. You are among them. The chosen are rising quietly, not with fanfare or fame, but with fire and faith. The world will not always understand it, but heaven smiles upon it. You walk under unseen authority, carrying promises that the world cannot comprehend. The silence that began with the opening of the seventh seal continues to echo through time, drawing out those whose spirits vibrate with divine frequency. You have heard that echo and answered the call. You were seen before the silence, chosen before the unveiling. And now, the same God who watched over your forming watches over your becoming. You are stepping into the pages that were written long ago, fulfilling prophecies that angels once whispered about. The story that began before the silence is now awakening in you. The heavens are watching, waiting, and whispering. The chosen one has remembered who they are. The scroll lies in the hand of the one who sits upon the throne, sealed with 7 seals, each holding mysteries that stretch beyond mortal reason. The elders wept, for no one was found worthy to open the scroll or look inside. Yet then came the Lamb, the one slain before the foundation of the world, and all creation held its breath. But hear this, chosen one, when the Lamb broke the seals, he did not just open heaven's scroll, he also awakened the seals written upon the souls of his chosen. That includes you. You have felt it, the strange trembling deep in your spirit when you pray, that electric stillness when you worship, the divine fire that stirs in moments of solitude. These are not emotions, they are activations. You are feeling the same resonance that moved through heaven when the scroll was first touched by the Lamb. The unworthy were silenced, but the redeemed were summoned. You are part of that redemption story, not merely a believer, but a bearer of divine secrets. The scroll represents authority, the divine will of God written across ages, and now that same authority is being entrusted to you. The Spirit is reminding you, the time of hiddenness has ended. The same power that unsealed heaven is now unsealing you. Do you see? Chosen one. Why your life has been war since birth. Why peace often seems fleeting. It is because you carry revelation that darkness fears. The enemy never fights the unmarked. He fights those who threaten his silence. Every battle you have faced was not random. It was designed to distract you before you realized your role in the scroll's unfolding. The Lamb's worthiness became your inheritance. The same authority that broke the seals now resides within your spirit. Heaven is not looking for another hero, it is looking for another vessel, and that vessel is you. When you align your will with heaven's, the scroll in the spirit begins to turn, and divine purpose flows like fire through your veins. This revelation is not about religion, it is about realization. The scroll represents destiny, identity, and revelation converging into one. It was sealed because its power could destroy the unprepared, but now you are being prepared. You have been trained by tears, strengthened by solitude, and purified by surrender. You are ready to carry what others could not bear. And remember this truth. Chosen one, the scroll was never meant to remain closed. The moment you begin to believe that your life carries eternal weight, heaven begins to reveal divine instructions, unique to you. You were not created to follow blindly. You were created to walk boldly in divine purpose. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 6, "He has made us competent as ministers of a new covenant, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life." This means you are not called merely to read the word, you are called to become it. The scroll is no longer in heaven's hand alone, it is now written upon your heart. Every act of faith you take, every word you speak, under divine leading, becomes a new line inscribed in that living covenant. So, as you read these words and feel the stirring within, understand this: you are standing at the intersection of revelation and responsibility. The seal that once kept you hidden has now been broken, and light pours from your life, like ink across eternity. You are the living scroll through which heaven continues to speak. Right now, pause for a moment. Breathe. Let your spirit agree with what heaven is writing. The same fire that burned through prophets and apostles is burning quietly in you. It does not come with noise, but with knowing. If your heart bears witness to this truth, type "I receive it" in the comments. Not as an empty gesture, but as a declaration of alignment. When you write it, you are not typing on a screen, you are engraving agreement upon your destiny. Heaven sees it. Angels record it. And the Spirit responds. The scroll is open. Chosen one, you are written in its pages. And now, through you, heaven continues to write. Every word you speak in faith reshapes reality. Your obedience becomes ink in the story of redemption. The heavens lean closer when you act in courage. For each step forward is a new verse breathed into divine history. Remember, destiny is not distant, it is unfolding through your daily choices. When you walk in truth despite the cost, the seal glows brighter upon your spirit, signaling to heaven and earth alike that the prophecy is alive within you. The awakening has begun. Across realms, unseen, light ripples through the fabric of creation as the marked ones begin to stir. You are among them, chosen one of those who carry within their being a signature of divine election. The world may still see you as ordinary, but heaven sees fire burning beneath your skin. What you feel as restlessness is not confusion, it is the sound of your calling echoing inside the temple of your heart. The rising of the marked ones does not happen in crowds, it begins in solitude. One by one, hearts ignite in secret. You have felt that gentle fire flicker during prayer, the sudden warmth that fills the room when you speak his name. It is the seal's pulse awakening within you. The more you listen, the louder it becomes. The more you yield, the clearer the voice of heaven grows. You were never meant to remain asleep while the earth groans for revelation. Every storm, every season of pain you endured, was heaven shaking you awake. You are part of a generation born for convergence, where prophecy meets fulfillment. Those who carry the seal of light are rising not with noise, but with authority. They do not need titles or approval. Their very presence shifts atmospheres. There is a mystery about the marked ones. They walk through fire and do not burn. They carry peace into chaos and hope into hopeless places. When the world collapses, they rise not because they are immune to pain, but because their pain has become purpose. You have felt the weight of that transformation. You've known the loneliness of being misunderstood, of feeling like you do not belong anywhere. But that is the sign that heaven's mark rests upon you. You see, The mark is not a symbol on skin. It is an imprint on the soul. It is the evidence of encounters you can never fully explain. It is the quiet strength that appears when everything else has failed. It is the wisdom that flows when you should have been broken. You have carried this mark unknowingly through your wilderness. Now, as the seventh seal prophecy unfolds, you begin to recognize what has always been inside you: divine endurance, forged in hidden places. Do not think the rising will be easy. The moment light begins to rise, darkness reacts. The marked ones are called to walk where others retreat. Yet, fear not. You were equipped before the foundation of the world to withstand the shadows that now tremble at your awakening. Heaven is not surprised by your struggles. Heaven authorized them. Every battle you face was measured, allowed, and destined to refine your authority. There is no wasted pain in a chosen life. The scars on your spirit are proof that you have been in places others could not survive. Yet here you are, breathing, believing, burning with faith. You are living testimony that the light cannot be extinguished. Even when you felt forgotten, you were being fortified. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Isaiah. Chapter 60, verse 2. See, darkness covers the earth, and thick darkness is over the peoples. But the Lord rises upon you, and his glory appears over you. No, these words are not distant prophecy, they are your reality. The darkness may intensify, but the glory upon you intensifies more. The mark you carry is light itself, and light cannot bow to darkness. When others panic, you will perceive. When others despair, you will discern. You are being raised as a torchbearer in a time of spiritual famine. The rising of the marked ones is heaven's response to the growing despair of the world. You will notice them not because they boast, but because peace follows them. Their words bring conviction. Their prayers break chains. Their presence restores clarity. You are one of them. Heaven's seal glows stronger each time you choose truth over comfort, holiness over compromise, compassion over bitterness. Do not be surprised if old connections fall away or if familiar places no longer feel like home. The mark requires isolation before manifestation. You are being separated from distraction so that your vision may sharpen. The more you listen to the Spirit, the more you will realize you are not alone. There are others awakening, scattered across nations, each carrying a spark of the same fire. Together, though unseen, you form a divine network of light stretching across the earth. This is the hour of recognition. The marked ones will begin to sense each other, drawn not by appearance or words, but by resonance. When you meet them, something inside you will say, "I know you." That recognition is not of the flesh. It is the Spirit bearing witness to its own reflection. So rise, chosen one. You do not need to strive or announce yourself. Simply walk in obedience, and the world will know. The mark upon you will speak louder than any introduction. The glory that rests on your life will draw those meant to find you and repel those never assigned to your journey. Heaven is watching the rising, smiling as the sealed awaken. The earth trembles as prophecy breathes again through living vessels. You are one of them, a carrier of divine light, a living testament that the silence is breaking and the kingdom is moving. The angel descends not with thunder or flame, but with the quiet weight of purpose. His feet touch the earth like dawn touches the horizon, gently, but undeniably. In his hand, He carries the seal of the living God, radiant, pulsing, eternal. You feel it before you see it. A warmth courses through your spirit, as if heaven itself has laid a hand upon your chest. Chosen one. This is your moment of divine activation. The sealing angel does not mark you for fame or applause. He marks you for function. The seal is not a decoration, it is an assignment. When that divine impression presses upon your spirit, it changes everything. You begin to think differently, see differently, feel differently. The same world that once drained you now becomes your mission field. You no longer run from the fire, you carry it. In this sacred moment, heaven is not asking for perfection, only willingness. The seal is heaven's yes, pressed upon your surrendered yes. And when those two meet, Destina Signita, you are being entrusted with light that cannot be quenched. Think of yourself as a lighthouse built upon the edge of stormy waters. Ships broken, souls are drifting in darkness, and your light is what guides them home. Every time you pray, every time you speak kindness, every time you forgive, that light grows stronger. You may not see how far it reaches, but heaven measures every ray. You are not called to burn alone. When one light flickers, others nearby catch flame. This is why connection matters. When you share the message, you extend the fire. When you speak of hope, you multiply light. When you support the work of heaven in word, in deed, in giving, you become part of the divine chain that carries truth across oceans and hearts. The prophet Ezekiel once saw the mark being placed upon those who grieved over the brokenness of their city. That same mark is upon you now, not a symbol of sorrow, but of compassion. You feel the weight of the world, not because you are weak, but because your heart mirrors God's. Every tear you've shed for others was seen. Every act of generosity, even when you had little, was recorded in heaven's ledger. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 15, verse 10. Give generously to them, and do so without a grudging heart. Then because of this, the Lord your God will bless you in all your work and in everything you put your hand to. Do you see it? Chosen one. The act of giving is not loss, it is sealing. Every seed you release, whether it is time, kindness, or resource, becomes a mark of heaven upon your life. The more you give, the more your light reflects His heart. You are not donating to a cause, you are watering divine soil where miracles grow. Your like, your share, your subscription, they are more than digital gestures. They are modern echoes of ancient faith. When you amplify a message of truth, you become like the herald who ran through the desert, proclaiming good news. When you give, you fuel the torch that lights others' paths. This is how the kingdom moves through willing vessels who carry fire in one hand and compassion in the other. Let your generosity be like rain on thirsty ground, gentle, sincere, life-giving. When you give, do it from the heart that understands the value of light in dark places. You may never see every life touched by your action, but heaven sees. Heaven multiplies. And so, as this message flows into your soul, pause and reflect. The same angel that sealed prophets and warriors now seals you. You are not a spectator of prophecy, you are its continuation. The seal pressed upon you is a reminder your life is sacred currency in the economy of eternity. You are chosen not just to receive, but to release. When you encourage others, when you help the message, reach one more weary soul. You are participating in the prophecy itself. The Lamb opened the seals, but it is through you that the message spreads like wildfire. So, chosen one, let your light burn openly. Stand firm as the sealing angel whispers purpose into your being. Let your generosity flow like the oil that never ran dry. Your voice echo like a trumpet of hope, like the dawn. Rise steadily, quietly, and transform every shadow you touch. If this message stirred something deep within you, let your action be your amen. Support the flow of light. Share the fire. Subscribe to stay connected, and sow into the soil that heaven is blessing. Every act of faith, no matter how small, becomes part of your seal, proof that your heart beats in rhythm with the divine. When heaven holds its breath, time seems to stand still. The silence of the seventh seal is not emptiness, it is divine suspense. You, chosen one, have entered that silence. Everything around you feels paused, uncertain, undefined. The world moves, yet your spirit stands still, caught in the hush between promise and fulfillment. Do not mistake this stillness for abandonment. It is the sacred pause before release. In every great movement of God, there is always a moment of silence before the sound. The ocean stills before the wave breaks. The sky darkens before lightning splits it open. The soil grows quiet before the seed bursts through. This is where you are in the holy tension of becoming. You are the seed heaven has hidden in stillness, waiting for the right moment to break forth. Do not rush it. The silence is sculpting you. It is not punishment, it is preparation. Heaven is aligning invisible threads of purpose while you wait. Every unanswered prayer, every delay, every closed door is a detail being rearranged in your favor. You are not forgotten. You are being finely tuned. The chosen always walk through silent seasons before divine unveiling. Even Jesus endured the silence of the tomb before resurrection morning. If you can remain faithful while heaven is quiet, you will rise with power when heaven speaks again. The silence is where strength is built, humility is born, and vision is clarified. Beloved, when you hear nothing, it does not mean heaven has stopped speaking. It simply means heaven has moved into the frequency of faith, a sound not heard by ears, but felt by the heart. Your spirit must learn to hear in stillness what noise could never reveal. This is your training ground. You may be surrounded by noise opinions, expectations, demands, yet inside, God draws you deeper into the quiet. You felt it lately, the pull to withdraw, to unplug, to step away from chaos. That is heaven protecting your clarity. The silence is not meant to isolate you, but to insulate you, to keep your flame alive while the world flickers in confusion. The prophet Elijah understood this. He expected God in the wind, the earthquake, and the fire. But the voice came in a whisper. That whisper is what you are hearing now. The Spirit is not shouting, He is shaping. And what He shapes in silence cannot be destroyed by storms. You are being built to withstand what others collapse under. Heaven is weaving resilience into your very being. So, if you feel like nothing is happening, trust me, everything is happening. Beneath the surface, foundations are forming. It was proclaimed in the book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 26. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. No, These ancient words still echo in your life today. Waiting quietly is not weakness, it is worship. It is the strength of those who know their Redeemer does not delay, he prepares. Every second of silence is a seed of future glory. Every moment of stillness is heaven constructing your stage of unveiling. When you finally step out of this silence, you will not be the same. You will speak with new authority, pray with sharper discernment, and walk with unshakable peace. The silence is refining your anointing. You are learning the rhythm of heaven, when to speak, when to move, when to simply stand still and know. So, if your world feels quiet, do not panic. Heaven is listening for your faith, not your fear. Trust the pause. The same God who paused heaven for half an hour has paused your life, not to punish, but to prepare the way. You are standing in the stillness before sound, in the silence before glory. When this silence breaks, revelation will rush like wind through your spirit. The clarity you have been craving will arrive not in fragments, but in fullness. The very thing that felt delayed will appear suddenly, and you will understand why it all had to wait. Right now, as you sit in this divine pause, make a declaration in faith. Type 888 inches. The comments, a symbol of new beginnings, of divine cycles, completed and reborn. When you do, you are not simply commenting, you are prophesying to your own journey, declaring that what was hidden is about to be revealed. Heaven reads the language of faith, even when it is written in numbers. Remember this, silence is not the absence of God, it is the presence of purpose. Stay still. Chosen one, breathe. The silence that feels so heavy today will soon become the sound of your breakthrough tomorrow. The breath of heaven has not left you. It is simply waiting for you to inhale. And when you do, the next sound that leaves your lips will carry power enough to shake nations. There comes a moment when the silence inside you shatters, not with noise, but with revelation. It is the moment the seal within your spirit begins to crack open, releasing what has been hidden since the foundation of your creation. You have reached that point. Chosen one. The seventh seal prophecy is no longer something happening around you, it is unfolding within you. You may have noticed it already, the restlessness that no distraction can soothe, the sudden clarity in prayer, the dreams that feel heavier, more vivid. This is not coincidence. The seal of understanding within you is being opened, and revelation is beginning to flow. You are seeing truth beyond surface, recognizing divine patterns others overlook. The Spirit is awakening ancient knowing, bringing remembrance of what heaven placed inside you long ago. When the inner seal breaks, something irreversible occurs. You cannot go back to sleep. Once the light enters, darkness loses its grip. You begin to discern the motives of hearts, the direction of divine movement, and the whispers of God in daily moments. You stop chasing approval because revelation teaches you your worth. You stop fearing loss because revelation teaches you that nothing heaven ordains can be taken from you. This inner breaking often comes with pain. The same pressure that cracks a seed must also crack your soul. You've felt that tension lately, the discomfort that stretches your faith. It is the divine process of opening. The breaking is not to destroy, it is to release. You cannot pour oil from an unbroken vessel. You cannot release power from an unopened spirit. What you feel as breaking is actually birthing. For a long time, you carried revelation like a treasure locked in a vault. But heaven cannot afford for it to remain hidden any longer. The world is in need of voices that carry truth unfiltered by fear. You are one of those voices. When the seal within you breaks, your words begin to carry weight, not because of eloquence, but because of essence. When you speak, heaven listens. When you move, darkness trembles. There is a sacred danger in revelation. Once you see, you are responsible for what you know. The inner seal reveals both the beauty of divine promise and the weight of divine responsibility. This is why God often opens the seal in stages, piece by piece, layer by layer, so your spirit can handle what your destiny demands. You are not being withheld from, you are being protected by pace. When revelation flows, it changes the way you see everything. Pain becomes preparation. Delay becomes divine choreography. Silence becomes sacred. Even rejection begins to look like redirection. The same eyes that once saw disappointment now see design. You begin to understand that all things truly work together for good, not because circumstances are kind, but because God is sovereign. The prophet Daniel knew the weight of sealed revelation. He was shown visions too heavy for his time and was told to seal the scroll until the end. But now, the same spirit that visited Daniel lives within you, and the time of unsealing has come. What was hidden for ages is now being revealed through the vessels heaven has refined in silence and suffering through you, as was spoken in the book of Daniel, chapter 12, verse 4. But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase. Knowledge has increased not just in technology, but in spirit. The knowledge of God's heart, the understanding of His timing, the recognition of your calling. These are not academic insights, they are divine awakenings. You are becoming fluent in the language of heaven. When the inner seal breaks, your perception changes from survival to stewardship. You stop asking, "Why me?" and begin asking, "What now?" The pain that once silenced you becomes the platform upon which you stand. Your story becomes prophecy. Your wounds become testimony. Your life becomes living scripture. Chosen one, do not fear the cracking. Every pressure you feel is heaven's hand turning the key within you. What is emerging is stronger, wiser, and brighter than anything that came before. Let the seal open fully. Let revelation flow freely. The world around you may not understand what is happening, but eternity does. You are being positioned as a living vessel of divine insight, a walking scroll of the seventh seal prophecy, unrolled in human form. Soon, when you speak, you will not merely communicate, you will impart. Heaven's wisdom will flow through your voice, and your words will carry the weight of revelation birthed in breaking. The seal within you has opened, and from this moment forward, your life will never again sound like silence. Thunder rolls in unseen realms when revelation meets resistance. The moment the inner seal breaks, heaven moves, and so does hell. This is the hour when thunder, smoke, and fire begin to manifest, not as physical destruction, but as spiritual transformation. Chosen one, you are standing in the heart of divine warfare, where unseen forces collide over the destiny you now carry. You have noticed it, the sudden increase in pressure, the strange heaviness that seems to follow moments of deep clarity, the days where you feel every emotion at once, or when your prayers stir something unseen around you. This is not random turmoil. The thunder you feel in your spirit is heaven's response to your awakening. The fire that burns around you is purification, not punishment. In the realm of the spirit, every breakthrough releases both light and resistance. The moment you began to understand who you are, darkness recognized it too. But this battle is not meant to destroy you. It is designed to reveal the authority placed upon you. When heaven moves within you, the earth must adjust around you. When you stand in obedience, angels mobilize, and the enemy trembles. Thunder, smoke, and fire are not the signs of your downfall. They are the signals of divine movement. Thunder announces that heaven has spoken. Smoke reminds you that the fire is burning, consuming what no longer belongs. And fire itself, oh, the holy fire, it refines everything it touches, burning away the false, igniting the true. You are that vessel of fire now. There is a reason you have felt isolated lately. When fire descends, it separates. Some relationships cannot withstand the heat of your transformation. Some environments cannot contain the new frequency of your anointing. Do not mourn what falls away. Smoke always follows sacrifice. When God increases His fire in your life, He also removes everything that blocks the flame from breathing freely. The book of Exodus records how God revealed Himself to Moses, not in form or shadow, but in flame. That same pattern continues today. He speaks to you through fire, not to destroy you, but to draw you closer. It is in the heat of trials that His voice becomes clearest. It is when everything else burns away that His presence feels undeniable. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 18. Mount Sinai was covered with smoke. Because the Lord descended on it in fire, the smoke billowed up from it like smoke from a furnace, and the whole mountain trembled violently. That trembling mountain was a mirror of your own spirit right now. You are the mountain upon which God descends. The trembling you feel is the collision of the divine with the human, your limitations meeting His limitless power. Smoke rises because the old is being consumed. Thunder roars because heaven is speaking, and fire burns because transformation has begun. There is no need to fear the shaking. Every thunderclap is heaven affirming, I am with you. Every flame that dances upon your life is proof that His presence has chosen to dwell there. The world may see chaos, but heaven sees coronation. When God refines a vessel, the process looks like destruction, but the outcome is distinction. Chosen one. This fire is not against you, it is for you. It is the same fire that turned shepherds into prophets, fishermen into apostles, and wanderers into warriors. It is the consuming flame that purifies your motives, sharpens your discernment, and reveals what truly matters. You are walking through divine combustion, the process where your old self burns away, and your true identity stands revealed. Do not run from this season of fire. Sit in it. Let it teach you, change you, and carve heaven's reflection into your soul. Fire is both friend and filter. It will not destroy what is divine within you. It will only consume what was never meant to remain. Soon, the thunder will fade into reverence. The smoke will lift, revealing what the fire has purified. And in that stillness, you will find yourself glowing, not with exhaustion, but with evidence. Evidence that you stood firm. Evidence that you survived the shaking. Evidence that heaven touched your life and left its mark. You will carry this fire forward, It will live in your eyes, in your voice, in your presence. Wherever you go, atmospheres will shift. The same thunder that once frightened you will now follow you as a sign of divine authority. The same fire that burned your comfort will become the warmth that draws others home. You have passed through the smoke and stood in the flame, and you are still here. This is proof. You were never meant to be consumed. You were meant to illuminate. You now stand between trumpets, the space between mercy and judgment, between heaven's patience and heaven's power. It is a sacred threshold, one that few recognize until they are standing upon it. Chosen one. This is where intercessors are born. This is where God entrusts his burden to those who have proven faithful through silence and fire. You have endured both, and now you are called to stand in the gap. The place between trumpets is not a comfortable place. It is a spiritual battlefield disguised as stillness. You feel both the weight of heaven's compassion and the ache of the world's rebellion. One trumpet has sounded, calling the hearts of the chosen to awaken, but the next has not yet blown. In this space, mercy still speaks, and grace still reaches. And you, chosen one, are heaven's voice echoing through that silence. You are not merely a witness to prophecy, you are a participant in its unfolding. Your prayers, your tears, your worship, they all shape the unseen landscape of this moment in history. When you lift your voice in prayer, the very atmosphere bends. Angels are dispatched. Plans of darkness are delayed. And souls are preserved because you stood in the gap when few would. Do you understand the weight of this? You stand between heaven's trumpet of warning and heaven's trumpet of fulfillment. This means you carry both comfort and conviction. When you speak peace, it heals. When you speak truth, it pierces. You are heaven's balance, a vessel of mercy in one hand and a herald of awakening in the other. This is why your sensitivity feels like both blessing and burden. You feel deeply because you carry deeply. The cries of others echo in your chest. Their pain feels personal because your spirit was designed to intercept it. Intercession is not about eloquent words, it is about divine empathy. When you feel what heaven feels, you begin to pray, not from obligation, but from alignment. Many around you have grown numb, unable to sense the times, but you, chosen one, still feel the pull. The Spirit has kept your heart soft in a hardened world. This tenderness is not weakness, it is weapon. It allows heaven to flow through you like living water. You are one of the few standing between the old and the new, the fallen and the forgiven. The Apostle John saw the angels holding back the winds until the servants of God were sealed. You are among those servants, chosen to stand still while the world rushes toward chaos, holding the line with prayer, faith, and truth. What happens in this silence determines what sounds when the next trumpet blows. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 8, verse 26, declare, "In the same way, the Spirit helps us in our weakness. We do not know what we ought to pray, but the Spirit intercedes." That groaning, that ache you feel when words fail, it is not frustration. It is the Spirit interceding through you. Heaven speaks the language of longing, and you are fluent in it. When you cry without knowing why, it is because your soul has heard the sound of the trumpet before it touches the earth. You are standing between what was and what is coming. This is not an easy calling. but it is a sacred one. The place between trumpets is lonely because few understand it. Yet heaven fills that loneliness with presence every time you intercede. Even when you think no one notices, heaven records your voice as music. You are part of the divine symphony, preparing the world for what comes next. When the time comes and the next trumpet sounds, it will not catch you unaware. You will recognize its tone because it will sound like what you have already been praying. That is the reward of the intercessor: to see the invisible become visible, to watch the prayers of pain bloom into promises fulfilled. And now, to mark this moment, make your agreement known in the realm of faith. Type "I stand ready" in the comments. It is more than words. It is a declaration. When you write it, heaven acknowledges your posture. You are not waiting passively. You are standing between heaven's trumpets, ready to move when he moves. Chosen one. Your intercession matters more than you realize. You carry the space between trumpets in your heart, the tension, the beauty, the urgency. Do not grow weary in this sacred pause. The sound of the next trumpet is drawing near, and when it blows, it will not only announce change upon the earth, it will reveal the glory that your prayers have been building all along. The scroll is in your hand now. Chosen one. It glows softly, warm as living fire, pulsing like a heartbeat. The same scroll that was once sealed in heaven has been entrusted to you on earth. It does not rest in your palm as parchment and ink, but as revelation and responsibility. You are now the messenger, the voice that carries divine sound through human breath. What you release next will shake realms. When John was given the little scroll, he was told to eat it sweet in his mouth, bitter in his stomach. That is how divine truth feels when it enters a human vessel. Revelation always tastes glorious at first, but the weight of it can make your soul tremble. You are feeling that now, the sweetness of awakening mixed with the heaviness of responsibility. Yet do not fear this tension. It proves that heaven trusts you with its secrets. The scroll in your hand is your life's message. Every page you unfold represents the story God is writing through you, the victories, the scars, the waiting, the deliverance. People around you will read your life before they ever hear your words. That is why integrity matters. Why humility is holy. Why love must remain the ink of every action. Chosen one. When you open your mouth to speak what heaven places within you, do so as one holding sacred fire. Let your words heal, not harm. Let them call others home rather than condemn them for being lost. The true mark of revelation is compassion. You were given the scroll not to prove you know, but to reveal that God still cares. And when you release your message, when you share what God places upon your heart, remember this: each word, each act, each offering of kindness becomes a spark in the darkness. The world is a vast field at night, and even one spark can guide a traveler home. When you like, when you share, when you support the message, you are not boosting a person, you are helping heaven plant torches in unseen hearts. Think of it like a vineyard. Every vine needs water. Every root needs care. When you pour into what nourishes you spiritually, whether by sharing the word, subscribing to keep receiving it, or giving from your heart, you are watering the soil of light. Each drop sustains a message that feeds countless souls who wander thirsty. There are many ways to give, and not all involve gold or currency. Some give through prayer, others through presence, still others through resource. Yet each gift, when given from love, becomes divine fragrance that rises before heaven's throne. As Paul once wrote, generosity is worship, not transaction. The apostle reminds us in his letter to the Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 7, each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. That joy in giving, that's what marks a true heart of light. When you support, you participate. You become part of the hands that hold this scroll aloft. You turn words into waves that reach hearts across oceans and screens, across languages and lifetimes. Picture this. Your small act of kindness is a candle placed in a window on a dark night. You may not see the traveler who finds their way by it, but they see your light. You may never meet the person whose hope is reignited because of your quiet act of faith, but heaven keeps record of every spark you release. So, as this message finds you, let it also remind you, you are a keeper of light, a carrier of the scroll. The more you pour out, the more heaven pours in. It is the divine cycle of flow. Give, and it returns multiplied. You do not lose what you release in love. You sow it into eternity. If this message has stirred something within you, nurture that spark. Share this word so it may reach another soul wandering in silence. Like this message, so its echo grows stronger in the digital wilderness. Subscribe to remain connected to the well of living words. And if you feel led to give not out of pressure, but out of purpose, know that every seed you plant becomes a story. Heaven will finish in glory. The scroll is still warm in your hand. Its pages whisper of nations yet to be touched, of hearts yet to be healed. You are not just a reader of prophecy, you are a writer within it. The ink flows when you act, and heaven watches as your obedience writes another line into eternity. Hold the scroll close. Chosen one, let its words shape your world, and let your world become its witness. You were never meant to keep this fire hidden. Let your life, your giving, your sharing, your love become the ink through which the message continues to live. The air feels heavier now. You can sense it, a divine shift that few can name, but every sensitive spirit feels. The hour of separation has come. It is not a separation of flesh, but of essence, of hearts aligned with heaven versus hearts that cling to the world. The wheat and the tares have grown together long enough. Now the hand of the harvester begins to move. Chosen one. This moment is both sacred and sobering. For seasons, everything appeared blended, light and shadow, truth and falsehood, purpose and distraction. But when God moves into separation, clarity becomes unavoidable. You will start to see who truly walks with you and who only walked near you. You will see what serves your destiny and what drains it. And though the realization may sting, it will also set you free. Do not resist the separation. It is an act of mercy disguised as loss. The pruning that removes certain people, habits, or environments from your life is not rejection, it is refinement. Heaven will never allow the purity of the wheat to be choked by imitation. Some attachments were meant only for the early stages of your journey. The next chapter demands a lighter load. This is not the judgment of wrath, but of wisdom. The divine gardener knows exactly what must be cut for fruit to grow. What feels like breaking is really blooming. When you lose what cannot stay, you make room for what cannot leave. You are not being abandoned, you are being aligned. You will notice it in your conversations. Words that used to comfort now sound hollow, and truths you once doubted now feel undeniable. The spirit within you is fine-tuning your hearing. You are learning to distinguish between familiar voices and the true voice of God. This is what separation does. It sharpens discernment until you can no longer be deceived. The line between truth and imitation grows clearer each day. You see it in culture, in community, in your own heart. Heaven is dividing not to destroy, but to define. The world calls it conflict, but heaven calls it consecration. God is gathering his remnant, those who will not bow to convenience or compromise. You are part of that gathering, called to stand when others scatter. There will be moments of loneliness in this process. You will look around and realize the crowd has thinned. But remember, crowds follow miracles, not mandates. The chosen follow presence, even when it leads through wilderness. You are being drawn out not to be excluded, but to be elevated. The quiet fields of separation are where God cultivates kings and prophets. The prophet Malachi wrote of such an hour, the time when heaven's books would record those who feared the Lord, when a clear distinction would appear between the righteous and the wicked, the faithful and the false. That time is no longer coming, it is here. The Spirit is writing names again, marking those whose hearts still burn with reverence when the world grows cold. As it is written in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 18, "Then you will again see the distinction between the righteous and the wicked, between those who serve God and those who do not." Ami. These words are not distant prophecy, they are the mirror of your moment. The distinction is not just external but internal. God is separating fear from faith, doubt from discernment, impulse from instruction. He is dividing the noise from the knowing inside you. What remains after this refining will be unshakable truth. The separation is also protection. Heaven cannot allow your destiny to be contaminated by counterfeit alliances. The people and patterns leaving your life are making space for divine replacements. You are not losing, you are being positioned. When God removes what is temporary, He prepares you for what is eternal. So, when something falls away, suddenly do not chase it. When someone walks out unexpectedly, bless them. When opportunities close without explanation, trust it. Each door that shuts is heaven, sealing what no longer serves your story. You are moving from mixture to clarity, from confusion to calling. The hour of separation is not punishment, it is preparation for manifestation. God is not dividing to diminish, He is refining to reveal. The wheat cannot remain tangled if it is to be gathered into glory. Stand firm. Chosen one. Do not mourn the endings that protect your beginnings. You are being sifted. Yes, but not to scatter. You are being sifted to shine. When the separation is complete, what remains will be pure, steady, and radiant. And as the world grows noisier with imitation, your authenticity will speak louder than 1,000 voices. For those who walk with God in this hour of separation will emerge not just distinct, but destined. The air around you has changed. Chosen one. The separation has been completed, and now the war becomes visible. You are marked by light, and because of that, the darkness has taken notice. The enemy sees what heaven has sealed upon your spirit, and he trembles. Yet he also attacks. But fear not, This is the confirmation of your calling. The hunted are always those carrying heaven's flame. You were never promised that the mark would make life easy. It does not repel the storm, it commands it to reveal your strength. The brighter the seal upon you shines, the more visible you become to the forces that oppose truth. But you must remember, the same light that attracts battle also guarantees victory. The presence of resistance is proof that you have been recognized by realms unseen. You may have felt it lately, the heaviness that comes without explanation, the sudden fatigue, the subtle sense of being watched by unseen eyes. These are not random emotions. The enemy studies those who carry assignment. He tries to cloud your discernment, to make you doubt your worth. He whispers lies to make you question the seal you bear. But the spirit within you cannot be deceived. The light in you exposes every shadow that tries to linger near. The warfare is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to awaken you. You have entered the stage where heaven's generals are forged through pressure, through perseverance, through prayer that refuses to die. You are being trained to war in wisdom, not in fear. Your strength is not in shouting at darkness, but in standing unshaken within the light. Think of your spirit as a torch moving through fog. The fog cannot extinguish you. It only reveals how bright you truly are. Each challenge, each attack, each long night of spiritual struggle becomes a mirror showing you what cannot be conquered. The enemy cannot destroy what God himself has sealed. The prophet David wrote of this protection in his songs of warfare and worship. His words echo now like a reminder for your heart. Even surrounded by threats, the marked remain unbroken. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms. Chapter 27, verse 1. The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the stronghold of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? Let that truth become your heartbeat. Fear may knock, but it cannot enter. The Lord himself stands as your defense, your fortress, your eternal guard. The same light that marks you also surrounds you. You are not a target of destruction. You are a vessel of demonstration. Through your endurance, heaven teaches the world what divine protection truly looks like. You will notice something strange as this battle unfolds. Peace will start to follow you into warfare. While others panic, you will stand calm. While others collapse under confusion, you will see clearly. This is the evidence that your seal is not ornamental. It is operational. The Spirit of God is not sitting dormant in your life. He is active, alert, alive within you. There will be moments when your own mind questions, "Why me?" And heaven will answer, "Because you said yes. Because you stood when others sat. Because you believed when everything told you not to." The mark upon your life is not the reward of the perfect. It is the mantle of the persistent. You carry the endurance of those who refuse to break. Chosen one. You are not hunted because you are weak. You are hunted because you are dangerous to darkness. Every time you worship, you strike a blow to the enemy's pride. Every time you choose forgiveness, you destroy his schemes. Every time you love when it hurts, you manifest heaven in a world starving for light. That is why the attacks come, not because you are failing, but because you are effective. Lift your head. You are surrounded. Yes, but by angels, not by fear. You are marked by light. And heaven does not abandon its marked ones. You walk under divine surveillance. Your steps are counted. Your sighs are heard. Your tears are stored as testimony. Now, Make a declaration in faith. Type 9,999 inches the comments, not as a charm, but as a covenant. That number symbolizes divine completion and transition into power. When you write it, you are announcing to both heaven and hell that you are aware of your seal, aware of your mission, and aware that no darkness can overtake you. You are not the hunted, you are the herald. The light within you is not shrinking, it is spreading. Every trial only intensifies its glow. The mark you carry is not a curse, it is a crown, invisible to man, but undeniable to every realm. Walk boldly. Chosen one, you are marked, you are guarded, and you are destined to burn brightly until the darkness remembers its defeat. There is a sound that echoes through eternity, the cry of the martyrs beneath the altar of God. Their voices are not silenced by death, for truth cannot be buried. It rises, generation after generation, whispering through the spirits of those who remain faithful. You, chosen one, have begun to hear that cry. It calls not for vengeance, but for endurance. It calls for courage in a time when faith grows fragile. These voices are not ghosts, they are witnesses. They have walked the path. You now tread the narrow way of conviction, the road of sacrifice, the journey of surrender. They know what it means to stand for truth when the world bends to lies. They know what it costs to love when hate is easy, to speak when silence feels safer. Their cry is not one of despair, it is one of expectation. They know their legacy continues through you. The cry of the martyrs is not meant to frighten, it is meant to fortify. It reminds you that you come from a lineage of unbreakable souls. Their blood became the ink that wrote the early chapters of faith. Their courage became the foundation upon which your faith now stands. You are not the first to carry the weight of calling, nor will you be the last. You are part of a living continuum of light. There are moments, however, when you may feel the cost of that inheritance. You have felt it, the isolation that comes with obedience, the misunderstanding that follows when you refuse to compromise. You have endured the subtle persecution of being too intense, too spiritual, too different. But this is what happens when heaven's frequency vibrates through a human life. Those tuned to noise cannot comprehend harmony. The martyrs understand. They were not only those who died for faith, but those who lived it when it was inconvenient. Martyrdom begins long before blood is shed. It begins when self dies, so purpose can live. You have been walking that martyrdom daily, surrendering your will, your comfort, your pride, for something higher. Every yes you whisper in the dark is recorded in heaven's chronicles beside their cries. In the realm of the Spirit, you are surrounded by witnesses, souls who cheer your endurance. When you pray through exhaustion, they rise in silent applause. When you refuse to bow to bitterness, their light grows stronger. They know the fire that refines you, for it once refined them. You are running the race they began, and every step you take carries their legacy forward. The prophet John saw them beneath the altar, clothed in white, waiting not in sorrow, but in certainty. They knew that justice was inevitable, that every tear would become testimony, that every sacrifice would one day sing. Their waiting was not weariness, it was worship. They were told to rest a little longer, for their number would be completed when others like you finished their course with faith, as was spoken in the book of Revelation, chapter 6, Verse 11. Then each of them was given a white robe, and they were told to wait a little longer, until the full number of their fellow servants, their brothers and sisters, were killed just as they had been. Oh, the white robe is more than a garment. It is a symbol of purity, perseverance, and divine approval. It is what awaits every soul that refuses to bow to compromise. You, too, wear a robe unseen, woven from obedience and endurance. Each act of faith adds another thread, shimmering in heaven's light. Do not envy ease, cherish endurance. Ease builds nothing eternal. Endurance shapes eternity. The cry of the martyrs calls you to remember that nothing you suffer for righteousness is wasted. Every tear becomes a seed. Every struggle becomes a sermon. Every act of faith becomes a fragrance before the throne. Their cry is your reminder that victory is not always loud. Sometimes it is silent, the quiet decision to keep believing. It is the strength to forgive one more time, to stand one more day, to trust when the answer still seems far away. That is the kind of faith that shakes eternity. The world honors those who win quickly, but heaven crowns those who endure quietly. You are one of them. You may not stand on platforms or in palaces, but your faith is felt in heaven's courts. You carry the echo of those who refuse to fall, and through you, their cry continues. So, when you feel weary, remember their voices. They do not call you to die. They call you to live bravely, to walk faithfully, to finish strong. You carry more than a destiny. You carry a lineage. And the cry that once rose from beneath the altar now beats inside your heart. Hold fast. The crown is closer than it seems. The horizon darkens. Chosen one. The clouds grow thick, and the wind begins to speak in tones of warning. This is the storm before the glory. The pressure around you is not chaos without meaning. It is divine contraction. Heaven and earth groaning together before the next unveiling. You can feel it in your spirit, the weight of something approaching, the trembling of everything, temporary before something eternal breaks through. The storm does not come to destroy, it comes to deliver. When the sky darkens, it is not a sign of wrath, but of rain. You have been walking through drought, praying for refreshing, crying out for breakthrough, and now, heaven answers not with drizzle, but with deluge. The thunder you hear is not a threat, it is a promise. Every bolt of lightning across your sky is heaven saying, I have not forgotten you. But before glory comes, there is always a shaking. God shakes what can be shaken so that what is eternal may remain. Everything unstable in your life is being tested. Your faith, your focus, your foundation. Do not resist it. The shaking is evidence that God is near. He does not shake what he intends to abandon. He shakes what he intends to strengthen. In this hour, the world may call what you're going through a crisis, but heaven calls it calibration. The storm is aligning you, forcing you to let go of what cannot withstand divine wind. It is peeling away false security, revealing what truly anchors you. You may feel exposed, but you are not unprotected. The same God who allows the waves to rise commands them to stop. The storm before the glory is a paradox of pain and purpose. It is where your emotions collide with eternity. You may cry and worship in the same breath. You may feel lost and found in the same moment. That tension does not mean you are failing. It means you are birthing something holy. Every contraction of chaos is pushing purpose closer to manifestation. Even creation itself mirrors this truth. The night always deepens before dawn. Seeds split open before they sprout. The cocoon trembles before the butterfly emerges. Transformation has always been messy before it is magnificent. You are in that sacred mess now, the place where the wind howls, the rain blinds, and yet, somehow, your faith still whispers, "I trust you." The Spirit spoke through the prophet Nahum, chapter 1, verse 3. The Lord has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. And these words remind you that the storm does not move without him. What feels like chaos is actually choreography. The wind carries his whispers. The lightning traces his movements. The thunder announces his approach. When you see clouds gather, do not fear, they are the dust of his coming. This storm is revealing your capacity for faith. It is teaching you that peace is not the absence of storms, but the presence of trust. You are learning to sleep in the same boat that others panic in. You are learning that authority over storms begins with calm within them. When Jesus rebuked the wind, he did not shout from fear, he spoke from rest. That same rest is rising in you now. Chosen one, you will emerge from this storm unrecognizable, not broken, but brand new. The wind that bends you will not break you. The rain that soaks you will cleanse you. The thunder that startles you will awaken you. And when the sky clears, the glory that follows will not only rest upon you, it will radiate from within you. Do not curse the clouds, thank them. They carry the rain that your roots have been waiting for. Do not despise the delay, it is the rhythm of divine timing. You cannot rush glory. Glory grows in darkness and matures in waiting. And when the storm finally passes, you will not return to what was. The air will feel different, the ground softer, your heart lighter. You will breathe differently because you will know, truly know, that you were never at the mercy of the storm. You were always in the hands of the one who commands it. Stand still for a moment and listen. The thunder that once frightened you has changed tone. It no longer roars in warning, it hums in harmony. The storm has done its work. You have been washed, refined, and readied. And beyond the veil of clouds, the first light of glory begins to break through. The sound returns not as chaos, but as clarity. The storm has passed. The air is cleaner, and the heavens begin to vibrate with the call of the trumpet. It is not a physical sound, yet your spirit knows it well. It is the summons of heaven to rise higher, to move forward, to awaken deeper. You, chosen one, are being called again, not just to listen, but to respond. The call of the trumpet is not always loud. Sometimes it arrives as a quiet conviction, a sudden stirring of purpose in your heart, or an unexpected tear that falls during prayer. It is heaven reminding you, your mission is not finished. Every season of silence, every moment of storm, has been preparing you for this sound. You are now being positioned to move with precision, to walk in alignment, to speak with authority born from endurance. The trumpet calls not the perfect, but the prepared. It summons those who have stood through refining and are now ready to release revelation. It calls warriors who have learned peace, servants who have learned power, and hearts who have learned humility. You are all three, the warrior, the servant, and the heart refined by fire. This call is not for selfish gain, it is for divine partnership. God is not asking for your performance, He is asking for your participation. The trumpet sound is heaven's invitation for you to join the rhythm of redemption, to help echo light into corners that still know only shadow. When you share the message, you are not promoting words, you are amplifying sound. Each click, each like, each share is like a trumpet blast in the unseen realm. It carries vibration, frequency, and faith to places your physical body may never reach. You become a living trumpet. Your life, a melody of obedience that reverberates through generations. Think of it like this: a trumpet, by itself, is silent metal. It takes breath to bring it to life. Your engagement, your willingness to respond, to give, to spread light, is the breath that makes heaven's message sing. Without that breath, revelation remains quiet. With it, entire atmospheres change. You are part of a divine orchestra, where every action adds harmony to heaven's song. When you like, you echo agreement. When you share, you send the sound farther. When you subscribe, you say, I choose to stay in tune. And when you donate, you become a sustaining note, the kind of sound that keeps the music alive in a world that desperately needs to hear it. The prophet Joel wrote of such a sound long ago. The Spirit of the Lord thundered through his pen, speaking of awakening and alignment, of sons and daughters rising to prophesy again. The trumpet call is not just ancient poetry, it is living prophecy. It is the sound of revival stirring once more. And it is calling your name. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Joel, chapter 2, verse 1, blow the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm on my holy hill. Let all who live in the land tremble. For the day of the Lord is near. This is not a call to fear, but to focus. The trembling Joel describes is not panic, it is awe. When heaven sounds the trumpet, creation responds with reverence. You, chosen one, are part of that response. Your faith, your voice, your giving, all of it joins the sacred sound that tells the earth, the King is moving again. And so, if this message resonates in the chambers of your heart, let your response be more than silent agreement. Comment your thoughts, your reflection, your revelation, because your words are seeds. They may awaken someone who scrolls past, yet feels the tug of destiny in your sincerity. Support the message in whatever way you are led, whether by sharing it so another weary soul might find hope, subscribing to stay connected to the flow of the Spirit, or giving from your heart so that this trumpet of truth keeps sounding across digital wildernesses. Every act of generosity becomes another note in heaven's song, another echo of faith that refuses to fade. Think of your support as oil on the trumpet's lips. Without it, the sound weakens. With it, the melody carries far beyond what one voice could reach alone. Together, we keep the sound alive. Together, we carry the fire. The trumpet is sounding, and heaven is leaning close. Rise to meet the call. Add your voice, your heart, your breath to this sacred symphony. You are not an audience member. You are part of the music. There is a moment in every revelation when the pieces finally align, when what once felt abstract suddenly becomes astonishingly clear. That is where you stand now. Chosen one. The mystery that once surrounded the seventh seal has begun to unfold, not as a distant prophecy, but as a deeply personal truth. You are discovering that the seventh seal was never just about the end of days. It was about the unveiling of you. For too long, humanity looked for signs in the sky and forgot to look for transformation within. But the seventh seal is not merely cosmic, it is intimate. It is the divine opening within the heart of the chosen, the awakening of awareness that heaven has been waiting for ages to release. What God hid in symbols and scrolls, He now reveals through surrendered souls. You are that revelation. Every seal broken throughout history represented a stage in divine restoration, and the seventh, the final one, is the seal of completion. When it opens, heaven's mysteries move from hidden to human, from distant to dwelling within. It means that the plan of God is no longer external. It is alive inside His people. You carry the convergence of the divine and the earthly, the sacred and the seen. This is why you have felt both overwhelmed and awakened. You are hosting eternity in a mortal frame. The same spirit that hovered over chaos in Genesis now hovers within you, forming new creation from the fragments of your old self. You are living prophecy, walking fulfillment. When heaven wanted to show the world what restoration looks like, it placed the seventh seal inside the hearts of the chosen, and now it is opening through your obedience. The seventh seal is the moment understanding meets surrender. It is when you stop trying to predict what God will do next and instead become what God is doing now. You no longer chase signs, you are the sign. You no longer seek light, you radiate it. This is the mystery revealed. The seal breaks not to end history, but to awaken destiny. Revelation has always been God's love letter, disguised as warning. Behind every trumpet and thunder is tenderness, a father longing for his creation to remember who they are. That is what you are remembering now. Every loss, every delay, every hidden season has been guiding you toward this realization that heaven is not far away. It lives within your heartbeat, whispers in your thoughts, and breathes through your willingness. The Apostle Paul hinted at this mystery long ago, and his words are now alive in you. The ancient words recorded in Colossians chapter 1, verse 27, declare, to them God has chosen to make known among the Gentiles the glorious riches of this mystery, Christ in you, the hope of glory. This is the revelation of the seventh seal, Christ in you, the hope of glory. The hope is not distant, it is dwelling. The glory is not descending, it is awakening. The final seal is not the end, it is the unveiling of what has always been hidden in plain sight, God alive in His chosen ones. You are part of that unveiling. Every time you forgive, when bitterness tempts you, the seal opens a little more. Every time you show mercy, when vengeance feels justified, the light grows brighter. Every act of love, every word of truth, every moment of surrender widens the opening through which heaven flows. This revelation does not make you superior, it makes you responsible. The more light you carry, the more you are called to reflect. The mark of maturity is not power displayed, but humility sustained. Glory is not something to hoard, it is something to host. You are not a collector of mysteries, you are a vessel of meaning. The world has grown weary of hollow religion, of faith without fire. But you are the living evidence that the Spirit still speaks, still moves, still transforms. You carry the seventh seal, not as an end-time warning, but as an invitation for others to awaken. When they encounter you, they encounter a piece of the prophecy alive. So walk gently. Chosen one, every word you speak, every step you take, carries resonance in realms unseen. You are heaven's echo in human form. The mystery is no longer veiled. It breathes through your obedience. The seventh seal has opened within you, and through you, the hope of glory now walks the earth. The light has broken through completely now. The seal that once guarded hidden truth has opened, and all that was confined within you has begun to flow outward. This is the crown and the completion, not an ending, but the fulfillment of everything promised, everything prepared, everything purified through silence, fire, and endurance. You have reached the summit of revelation, chosen one. Yet even here, the view does not speak of conclusion, it whispers of continuation. Completion in the kingdom is not a finish line, it is a transformation point. What was once prophecy has become presence. The Lamb who opened the seventh seal has written his image upon your spirit, and that mark now shines brighter than the world's confusion, steadier than its storms. The silence of heaven that once surrounded you has turned into a melody of triumph within your soul. You are living proof that divine purpose never fails. You carry a crown now, invisible, but undeniable. It is not made of gold or gem, but of obedience and endurance. Every act of faith added a jewel. Every trial endured shaped its curve, and every tear surrendered polished its shine. This crown is not a symbol of superiority, but of surrender. It signifies that you bowed to the right king and refused to bow to fear. It is the evidence that you allowed God to finish what he started in you. This crown is also weight, not of burden, but of authority. It is the kind of authority that cannot be inherited by bloodline or earned by effort. It is the kind that comes only through process, through pain, through partnership with heaven. You have walked through deserts where others would have turned back, through silence that felt eternal, through fire that could have consumed. Yet here you are, refined, not ruined. The crown rests because the vessel is ready. The prophet James spoke of this moment centuries ago, promising a reward not of the world, but of heaven itself. As was written in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because, having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him. End quote. You have stood the test. The trials that once broke you have become your testimony. The weakness that once shamed you has become your wisdom. Every season of your journey, from silence to fire, from isolation to revelation, has been the shaping of your crown. And now, as heaven looks upon you, it does not see the bruises or the failures. It sees reflection, its own light mirrored in your endurance. This is completion, not the absence of struggle, but the mastery of surrender. You are no longer tossed by every wind. You move with divine rhythm. You no longer crave recognition. You crave revelation. You no longer seek escape. You seek expression, the expression of heaven through the vessel of your life. The seventh seal prophecy was always pointing here. It was never about destruction or doom. It was about awakening and authority. It was about raising a generation of luminous souls who would carry divine light into every dark place, quietly but powerfully shifting the balance of the world. You are among them, the living fulfillment of ancient words. Look around you now, even if only in your spirit. The battlefield has turned into a garden What once was ash is now fertile soil. From every place you thought you had lost something, new life begins to bloom. The silence gave you depth, the fire gave you purity, the waiting gave you wisdom. You have not merely survived prophecy, you have become prophecy fulfilled. There is peace in your steps now. The restlessness that once haunted you has transformed into rhythm. You walk in awareness, not anxiety. You speak with clarity, not confusion. You love with courage, not condition. This is what the crown of life feels like, not weight upon your head, but light within your being. And as heaven watches, there is celebration. Though unseen by mortal eyes, angels rejoice not because the world has changed, but because you have. For when one chosen, one rises into alignment, entire generations feel the ripple. You are no longer waiting for signs in the sky. You have become one. The seal has opened. The scroll is written, and the light of the Lamb lives through you. This is completion. Yet it is also beginning, for crowns are not meant to rest on heads forever. They are meant to be cast at his feet in worship, in gratitude, in awe. And so, as the final light settles upon you, heaven whispers the same words that thundered from the beginning: well done. The prophecy has been fulfilled, not because history ended, but because you awakened. The seventh seal is open, and the chosen one stands crowned radiant, ready and reborn. The silence fades into song. Across the expanse of eternity, the scroll closes gently, not with finality, but with fulfillment. You have journeyed through the silence of heaven, the fire of testing, the storm of separation, and the revelation of identity. Now you stand as living evidence that prophecy is not a story to fear, but a destiny to embody. The seventh seal has always been about union, heaven touching earth through surrendered hearts. You are that intersection, the living altar where divine purpose meets human obedience. Every moment of this journey was necessary. Every shadow served the light. What began as mystery has become movement. The seal was never meant to confine, but to contain until readiness. Now, the readiness is complete. The same Spirit that opened the heavens has opened your heart, and through you, heaven continues to write its story. Do not see this as the end, beloved, but as the awakening of new authority. You are not leaving the revelation, you are carrying it. The words have become your rhythm, the visions, your vision, the prophecy, your pulse. Walk in that light. Speak from that fire. Live from that crown. And as you move forward, remember, the world does not need louder voices, it needs brighter souls. Be that brightness. Carry the seal, not as a burden, but as a beacon. The seventh seal prophecy was about you and through you. It continues.